One of the biggest pains in life is comparing yourself to others. Have you ever looked at someone else and thought, why is she so successful while I'm not? Or why does he have everything I don't? What we fail to realize is, her path and yours are not the same. If a fish spends its entire life trying to fly like a bird, it will always feel like a failure, even if it can swim across the whole ocean. These days, with social media, this habit of comparing ourselves has gotten so much worse. We scroll. We see a highlight reel of someone else's success, and suddenly our own life feels small. We completely forget the unique gifts we already have. Slowly, this kind of thinking pushes people into sadness, hopelessness, and crippling self-doubt. That's why today's story is for anyone who has ever thought, I'll never be as good as them. Listen closely, because every line of this story has the power to change the way you see yourself. Once, there was a small village nestled beside a big, beautiful forest. In that village lived a boy named Ethan. He was hardworking, kind, and absolutely full of potential. But he had one habit that made him miserable. He always compared himself to others. When he saw his friend Liam getting the best grades, Ethan would think, I wish I was that smart. When he saw his wealthy neighbor, Ryan, he'd sigh and think, I wish I had money like him. Even when he saw someone running incredibly fast, he would think, why can't I run like that? Day after day, Ethan drowned in these thoughts. His focus disappeared. His happiness vanished. He stopped enjoying the simple things in life because he was convinced he would never be good enough. One day, a wise old man came to the village. Everyone called him Grandpa Joe. People loved his wisdom, and he always had advice that seemed to open people's hearts. Ethan finally gathered the courage to go up to him and said, Grandpa, I work so hard, but whenever I see others doing better, I feel so small. I feel like I'll never be like them. Grandpa Joe smiled warmly and said, Come to the oldest tree in the village tomorrow morning. You'll find your answer there. The next morning, Ethan went to the ancient tree. Grandpa Joe was already there waiting for him. He said, Look around carefully, Ethan. What do you see? Ethan looked. I see so many trees. Some are tall, some are short. Some have lots of fruit, and some have none at all. Grandpa Joe smiled. Now, imagine if this apple tree compared itself to that tall coconut tree and said, Why am I so short? Or what if the coconut tree looked down and said, I wish I had sweet fruits like those apples? How would that sound to you? Ethan couldn't help but laugh. That would sound silly, Grandpa. Grandpa Joe nodded. Exactly. And now tell me, how does this entire forest feel to you? Ethan took a deep breath and looked around. It feels peaceful. It's beautiful. Everything seems just right. Grandpa Joe put a gentle hand on Ethan's shoulder. That's life, my boy. Every tree here has its own role, its own strength. The apple tree gives sweet fruit. The coconut tree stands tall and strong. They are completely different, but both matter, just like people. Every person has their own unique qualities, their own timing, their own purpose. Then, Grandpa Joe walked him over to a quiet pond. Fish swam gracefully in the clear water, and high above, a bird soared across the bright blue sky. He asked, Now imagine if one of those fish said, I wish I could fly like that bird. Would that make any sense? Ethan shook his head. No, Grandpa. Fish are made to swim. Birds are made to fly. Grandpa Joe's smile widened. Then why do you want to be like someone else? You have your own gifts, Ethan. Maybe you just haven't taken the time to discover them yet. Stop looking at their path. Find your own and walk it with courage. Those words sank deep into Ethan's heart. For the very first time, he truly understood. Comparing yourself to others only blinds you to your own strengths. From that day on, Ethan stopped looking at what others were doing. He started working on himself, discovering what he was truly good at. And slowly but surely his confidence returned. His life began to feel fresh, exciting and full of possibility. A few years later, through his own unique talents and hard work, Ethan built a successful business. He became an inspiration for the entire village. Whenever someone would ask him, "How did you become so successful?" Ethan would smile and say, "Never compare yourself with others. If a fish tries to fly, it will always feel like a failure. But if it focuses on swimming, it can own the whole ocean. Remember this, the sun and the moon don't shine at the same time. Yet both are essential. The same is true for us. Don't compare, don't copy. Find your own path and walk it in your own way. That is where real success is found. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories. Until next time, stay patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward on your own unique journey.